with the bastard son is Adam Dunetz, who's going to sing Preston Miller.
Tracy just wished me luck because she knows what a mouthful this song. It's no exaggeration when I say that this is definitely one of my life's greatest honors to be able to participate in this tribute to Dave today. My life these days is running restaurants. I run the Green Bean restaurant around the corner at the Roost. But a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, in Portland, Oregon, in the late 90s and early noughts, I was a compulsive student of the craft of songwriting. And late as I am to most parties, I eventually realized that these guys, Dave and Tracy, that I've been hearing so much about, I figured around 2001 it was time I go check them out. They were doing a sort of an open mic songwriter showcase at the White Eagle, and I went that night to go play a couple songs and to hear them. I've been hearing so much about them. And that night, they sort of did a few sets in between everyone else's sets, so they played several times. And I heard Dave stop and start this song here, Preston Miller, about 3 or 4 times that night, because I think he was in the middle of writing it. And he hadn't learned all the words yet, but he was so passionate about the song. And the song stuck out to me so much, these lines about this bastard son and the house of evil burning down, down, down. But he couldn't get all the way through it. But I just watched him every time, and again, the theme of the night is my jaw was on the floor, just in awe of this guy and this duo. But this guy in the middle of his process, it just blew me away, and I was, it made a huge impression on me in my life and my songwriting. From that day forward, I just was a huge fan of these guys. Fast forward a couple of years, Dave had passed, and I was recording the record, I think it was 2004, and I had a song on it called County Fair, and I knew there needed to be some violin on it, and there's no one I would have rather, Tracy was the only person I could imagine playing this, so I sent a message to a friend of a friend and got in touch with her, and very graciously Tracy said she'd be happy to come into the studio and help me with the song, so. That day in Portland, about 2004, I told Tracy the story of this night where I went and saw them and saw Dave writing Preston Miller. And I think that Tracy appreciated the story, and we had a nice little talk about it. And she actually let me know that in a record that she was in the process of making, she was going to record that song, which was great because I'll finally get to hear what happens to Preston. So I was very excited when Flowers of Avalon came out, and I got to hear the song, and it was great. And then just to bring it around full circle, when I finally finished my record, I was very excited to give Tracy a copy of it, and I saw she was doing another one of these sort of songwriter showcases at the White Eagle. So I went to go play a couple songs, and I brought a copy with me, and I realized sometime just before there that I made a huge, awful mistake, that I misspelled Tracy's name on my record. In my liner notes, I spelled it with an E, T-R-A-C-E-Y. And I didn't want her to find that out accidentally, so I handed it to her, and I told her first thing that I made this awful mistake. And she looked not too bothered by it, but maybe a little bothered. And so then when it was my time to get up and play, she looks over to me, and I had my guitar ready. She says, "And now introducing Adam Sweeney." And so I walk onto the stage, and I just whisper to her, "No, that's not my last name." And she gives me a little wink. She says, "Oh, I guess we're even." Fond to praise the man that he's become. Always taken to the laudanum and Pharaoh. He walks the streets like velvet death with his daddy's money on his breath, and a shame he cannot shake down in his marrow. day fades to black, you must not listen to the killer. Pretty voices keep you beautiful and bound. 'Cause a simple sorry fact of your existence, Preston Miller, is enough to bring this house of evil down. One night upon some drunken dare, he writes his absent sire, saying, Father, I would fain come home to meet thee. And though his worthless friends could fall, his sudden show of fire, other round of bourbon, and it's easy. This letter finds his father in his tower far away, and the hoary claw that holds it shakes and trembles. Is it grief over a life misspent, or a love or greed, or mere contempt, or something darker stirring in his temple? When day fades to black, you must not listen to the killer. Pretty voices keep you beautiful and bound. There's a simple sorry fact of your existence, Preston Miller, is enough to bring this house of evil down, down, down. He's wakened by knocking at his door, and he drags himself half-wasted to the threshold. It's a message in his father's quill, saying, meet me, scion, if you will, at the very stroke of midnight in the meadow. Now he's combed his laggard locks, and he's hired a call me Rome, and he's met his comrade fops around the fountain. Off alone to meet his aged father in the mountains. When day fades to black, you must not listen to the killer. Pretty voices keep you beautiful and bound. There's a simple sorry fact of your existence, Preston Miller, is enough to bring this house of evil down, down, down. Father dear, come out, I honor thee tonight. He shouts as he goes weaving in the saddle, and he sees the stars go blinking by like a twinkle in a trollop's eye, and 6 riders riding madly in the shadow.